Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Glover here on Fieldcraft Survival channel. Another episode of Reacts. We have the war in Ukraine. Can't confirm or deny any of this footage. I don't know if this is from the Ukraine and Russian war that's going on, day 12 right now. But these guys got laws. These are light anti-tank weapons that they're using that are shoulder fired. Back blast area clear. Boom, got impact. Really short video. Let's watch that again. These guys are setting up on a, looks like to be a highway where they have line of sight where they could see it. They have their sights popped. They're setting up on the highway and they're taking these shots. Dude, look at this guy right here. I want to say, let me just pause it on this guy right here. I mean, here's what you should know. This guy is obviously standing in the open. He's got kind of an op score type helmet, his body armor, and a big, bright yellow band. Now, one of the reasons these guys are using these bands are to deconflict with friendly forces that these are the guys that they say they are. One of the things that you saw early on in the invasion of Russia into Ukraine are Russians that were supposedly special operators getting rolled up that didn't have any uniforms. Based on the laws of the Geneva Convention of land warfare, you need to have identification and markings on your person that show who you are. That's uniforms. Remember, this isn't an insurgency. This is an actual battle against two conventional forces. So he steps on the side of the highway, which would take it as a fatal funnel, and takes a shot. And you can see the impact that you'll see in that plume of smoke. And then his buddy takes another shot. Boom. He makes impact as well. Explosive heads on the top of these rockets as they make impact. They're meant to penetrate armor. Now, what's scary for these guys is they're in the open. You know, this tank or this Bradley or this mechanized vehicle likely has some form of an optic or a pod to be able to identify where people are. Americans' version of these have remote weapon systems that could use advantageously FLIR, heat, thermal imagery to be able to detect where bad guys are, and then a remote system, a remote control basically, to be able to shoot the bad guys where they stand. This is really risky for them to stand out in the open in broad daylight. But man, this is just kind of the battle that these guys are facing in the war and invasion of these Russians. You know, what I noticed in the invasion of all these armored convoys that you see, some as long as 40 miles long, they're completely vulnerable. Because I think the idea, tactics-wise, was to roll in, take it by force, and they wouldn't experience any kind of opposition, right? Because if you roll in and you roll in heavy, you're not going to get any opposition. What they didn't anticipate is people fighting them, and then people fighting them with capable weapon systems, to include surface-to-air missiles, anti-tank weapon systems that could penetrate armor. And now we're looking at 400, 500, the last time I checked, Russian casualties in a small period of time. They had a timeline. This timeline is being extended based on the opposition they're fighting, and it's not getting any better, guys. I mean, we're talking about Syrian foreign fighters flying into Russia right now to support the Russians, and every coalition force flying into Poland right now to cross the border and freedom fight the war against Russia. It's basically a proxy war, and I think it's World War III. I mean, it appears to be that. You have 16,000 foreign fighters that signed up to fight with Ukraine against Russia. This is going to be ugly. It's going to be a long timeline. And these things that are happening on the daily could propel us into World War III. What can you do? Really nothing, but be better prepared for yourself, your family, and your community. All right, guys. Hey, if you like this video, hit the notification tab so you get the notification when we drop them. Also, subscribe, leave your comments and feedback below. We'll do a few more of these and other segments, part 2, part 3 of the Ukraine combat footage that's coming out to give you a little bit more context. Until next time, stay alert, stay alive.